The rain hammered against the towering windows of Grayson Enterprises, the city skyline blurred by the relentless downpour. Inside, the office buzzed with whispered gossip and artificial light. Near the break room, a group of young executives smirked as they watched an older janitor in worn-out clothes scrubbing the floor. "Can you believe this guy?" One scoffed. "Dude looks like he walked in off the streets." "Probably did," another chuckled. "How long before security kicks him out?" Their laughter was sharp, cruel, but the janitor didn't react. If they had paid closer attention, they might have noticed something unsettling about him. The way he moved, not with the slow defeat of a man crushed by life, but with quiet precision, as if committing every face, every word, to memory. What they didn't know, what none of them could have imagined, was that hidden within the sleek walls of Grayson Enterprises, tiny cameras recorded everything. And the man they mocked? He was watching. The cameras never lie. Ethan Grayson, billionaire CEO, leaned back in his chair, eyes locked on the live feeds from the hidden cameras. His company was an empire, yet lately, something gnawed at him, a whisper of betrayal. It had begun with missing funds, strange financial discrepancies no one could explain. So, he did what any man in his position would do. He installed cameras. Tiny, imperceptible lenses woven into the office design. No one knew. No one suspected. And now, as he watched the screen, something made his blood run cold. There, in the dim glow of the break room, his employees sneered at the janitor, a man they believed to be beneath them. They didn't know his story, but Ethan did. Because once, Ethan had been homeless. The secret of the janitor. Years ago, before the suits, before the billions, Ethan had slept in alleyways, surviving off scraps and spare change. Until one day, a janitor much like the one in the footage had given him a job. A chance. A reason to believe in himself again. That man had saved his life. Ethan had never forgotten. So now, he had conducted an experiment, one no one saw coming. The test no one knew they were taking. The janitor wasn't a random hire. He was a test. A mirror held up to the company Ethan had built, to the people he had trusted. And as Ethan watched, disappointment curled in his chest. Arrogance, cruelty, a lack of humanity. These were the people who represented his legacy. But then something changed. The camera feed flickered, shifting angles. In another part of the office, a woman, Emily, one of his junior analysts, approached the janitor. Unlike the others, she didn't laugh. She knelt, handed him a steaming cup of coffee, and whispered something Ethan couldn't quite hear. She passed the test. The others? They had no idea what was coming. The hidden fortune. The next morning, an urgent company-wide meeting was called. Every executive, every employee, filled the grand boardroom, confusion and anxiety thick in the air. Ethan stood at the head of the table, the janitor by his side. "This man," Ethan said, his voice cool and measured, "has been working among you for weeks. And last night, I watched how you treated him." The color drained from their faces. With a click of a button, the massive screen behind him lit up. The footage played unedited, raw. Every smirk, every sneer, every cruel word. Silence. Then Ethan spoke again. This wasn't just a test of character. It was a test of loyalty, integrity, and basic human decency. His gaze was like steel, and most of you failed. The room was suffocating with tension. "I built this company from nothing," Ethan continued. "Not for wealth, not for power, but because someone once believed in me when no one else did. And I wanted to build a company where that kind of belief thrived." He turned to the janitor, then back to the room. "Starting today, things will change. The people who pass this test, Emily, for example, will be rewarded." His eyes swept over the others. "As for those who failed," a pause. "You'll find your severance packages waiting for you." The final twist. The room erupted into chaos, pleas, apologies, desperate justifications. But Ethan simply walked out, the janitor following at his side. Just before he left, he turned once more and delivered the final, unexpected twist. "For those of you wondering," he said, voice deceptively light, "the cameras aren't coming down. Ever." And with that, he was gone. The aftermath. No one ever mocked another janitor again. And the next time someone walked into Grayson Enterprises, hoping for a chance, they just might find a CEO who was watching not to punish, but to reward those who truly deserved it. Because the cameras never lied. And neither did character.